buddy? What's up to Lion Talk Live? We love you too, buddy.
What's going on, guys? It is Aiden Hutchinson.
What's up, man? It's your boy Amon-Ra St. Brown.
What's up, everybody? It's Calvin Johnson Jr. here, a.k.a. Megatron, a.k.a. First Ballot.
What's going on, Coach Dan at Lions Talk Live and the Duke Crew? This is Ball Hawk Ifeatu Melifonwu of the Detroit Lions. Everybody make sure you help support the YouTube channel Lions Talk Live by clicking that like and subscribe button. Let's get it and go Detroit.
Greetings and salutations to everyone out there in YouTube land. This is Dan Skipper, offensive weapon for the Detroit Lions. Make sure you all help support Lions Talk Live and Coach Dan by clicking on that like and subscribe button. Everybody, woo!
I love nothing more than watching Lions Talk Live every morning. Woo!
All right, well, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host once again, Dan Thornton, and I want to thank you all for joining me here today. Lions Talk Live, the third time today. Third time's got to be charmed. We got some news. This just hit. This is from Justin Rogers. Most of you guys know him. He used to work for MLive. Yeah, I've been a reporter that long. I remember he worked for MLive, and then he went on and worked for the Detroit News, etc., before going on his own ventures. But not only him, but others are reporting that, hey, Alex Anzalone is out at Lions practice as we speak. The practice started at 4 o'clock, so 20 minutes ago, at least at the time I'm recording it. Sorry I couldn't get it to you faster. We were just coming back from the dog park, taking the dogs out there, and had to get on home before I could get it to you. So at any rate, whether or not he's going to be able to play this weekend, that's the big question. We're going to have to wait and see. And yes, I can see that my camera is a little off focus, but hopefully you can still listen. Whatever it may be, Anzalone, here's what I would say. Somebody who's coached for 35 years now, is it a good sign to have him out there in a limited participation? Absolutely, without question. I think everybody who's a Lions fan has to be happy about that. We should also temper expectations. Whether or not he's able or ruled able to play this weekend, that's going to be a big debate. I'm guessing they're going to give him a limited run today, test him out some more tomorrow, and then obviously Friday. If they feel he's going to go, then like we've seen the last few weeks, he's going to be activated just like Ife Melifonwu, just like Jalen Reese-Maybin. And yes, just like both of them, he's probably going to be a little bit rusty. The good part for me as a coach is I'd rather have him shake off some of that rust, win, lose, or draw this game, this weekend, than it would be in the playoffs, whether we have a first-round bye or whenever we play. You want to get some of that rust off. I'm going to anticipate that Ife Melifonwu, by the time this game's done, he's full go, just, no real issues. He's back to playing in-game mode. Jalen Reese-Maybin, close. All right, real quick, just for the second time today, let's go ahead and get over to Mike Kipp, or Hutch Jr., if you will. Most of you guys know him and everything. Get him on here in just a second here. But, Junior, hey, Lions fans, you got some good news today. You got some controversial news today. We get, Vikings are up in arms about uniform colors and, doing stuff to the backdrop to camouflage. And now, you know what? Maybe they got something else to complain about, because Alex Anzalone, as you know, is apparently going to go through practice today on a limited basis. How big of an impact is this for the Detroit Lions defense?
Yeah, I think we talked about it, right? I mean, this is one of your starters that now you get back that knows your defense, and he's just huge. He's probably one of our best coverage linebackers. And I think it's huge. I think everyone knows, that's what killed us with the Bills. And, I mean, even San Francisco beat us with it. So, getting him back, I thought it was just weird because, like I said, Rappaport this morning reported that he's not even going to play in Week 18.
Right.
It still might be true, but I just find it weird. The same thing happened to Maybin, and he played the following Sunday. So I know it's a day early, but I just find it really hard to believe that they would activate his 21-day window and not possibly play him Sunday in one of the biggest games. So this is great news for the Lions and, just our defense. I mean, we are depleted at our linebacking core, and now we're looking outside of Barnes. Looks like we got most of them back.
Barnes, obviously, we haven't heard anything about him in a long time. I'm assuming he's not going to be back this year. Same with Davenport. You can probably rule those guys safely out. We all get Aleem McNeil's now coming back. But a week ago, if you recall, you and I talked here on Lions Talk Live that I had received some information from a couple different people in Detroit media saying off the record that they were aware Alex Anzalone was pretty dang close, and they anticipated his window to be begun this week. It seems like that's come to pass. And, it sounds like there were also some cautious optimism that Aiden Hutchinson late in this week or the following week, his 21-day window would begin. I think it was like 2 days afterwards. We got the video from Aiden Hutchinson himself showing him in the aqua pool, running on the treadmill, etc. Do you think maybe there really is a lot of truth to the rumor that Alex Anzalone will play this week and potentially one way or another, whether Lions win this Sunday or not, I guess it really won't matter, but Aiden Hutchinson gets activated on the 21-day window?
Yeah, I mean, I think you really look at it, right? Because, like, if you win this week, you technically, he's been rehabbing, so you get him this week. Well, you wouldn't get Hutch back this week, obviously, but you get the bye. So you activate his 21-day window, and then, you possibly looking, whatever happens during the wild card and stuff like that, so you get an extra bye week. So, and that's 7 days. Who knows what happens in those 7 days? But, yeah, I mean, maybe it's just one of those things where you start it, see where Hutch is at, and you feel, and then, it's just something you go from there. But yeah, I mean, this is huge. I mean, at one point, we're talking about where's this defense going to go with injuries, and now we're getting some people back.
Alex Anzalone, like you pointed out earlier, one of the better cover corners in the NFL, let alone for the Detroit Lions. He's going to be a little bit rusty. I think we can all have that kind of expectation going in. But in your opinion, is there a big advantage to having him out there, even if it's for 5 to 8 snaps, 10 snaps, whatever it may be this weekend, to help him kind of get over some of that rust for the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think that's the big thing. I think you maybe bring it in on some of those snaps. I think everyone knows that the Vikings feed off their tight ends. They really like throwing Hawkinson and those guys, so that's going to help. And then, you can, Anzalone's a huge run stopper too. He comes downhill and he plays. And not to mention they can mix up different things with him and Campbell. I think they kind of feed off each other. So, getting Anzalone back is not just huge for us now, but in the playoffs, because if anyone watched the Bills in the San Francisco game, those are our weaknesses, and those teams are going to target us in the linebacking core area. So I mean, he's going to be rusty. I don't think he's going to be full speed, but I mean, even if you throw him in there for 20, 25 snaps, who knows? I mean, I for sure thought he would be back maybe last week, because he's been out of a cast for at least 3-4 weeks. So he maybe could have came back sooner, but I think they were just waiting, giving him as much time as he needed. And I think this is the time you throw him in. I mean, this is the biggest game of the season, biggest implications, I think, in Lions history. So why not throw him in and get him going, and then just kind of get his feet under him and let him, get that motion back. Because anyone knows if you sit out for 6-8 weeks, the flow of the game kind of goes away for a little bit. So you got to get back into it. So.
Yeah, again, for those just joining us, he's back. It is limited participation in practice. To me, the big question will be tomorrow. Do they, give him a little bit more in practice, increase the workload? Excuse me. And same with Friday. It would be my anticipation, and that's all it is. It's anticipation. I don't have any way of confirming this. It's just what I would do as a coach. I would get him out there, and again, on limited participation Sunday, and again, 5, 10, 15 snaps here and there, just kind of, rotating him in there, just to help get off some of that rust and getting him back in the flow of the game. So your first playoff game, whenever it may be, maybe instead of 15 snaps, now I can get him up to 20 and 25. Hutch, 20, 25 snaps in a game, in an NFL game, that's the vast majority, almost about 50% of most teams' defensive snaps. We all get the offense is going to probably carry this team throughout most of the playoffs, but just with Anzalone's return, Ife Melifonwo's return, with Jalen Reeves-Maybin's return, is there any kind of realistic expectations things could be starting to come together a little bit better for the Lions defense?
Yeah, I think you hit it spot on, right? I mean, I think if he just being back, you can just see that Aaron Glenn has another guy he can kind of rush the passer. Even in the Bear game, he got home a couple times, almost had I know he had a sack, but he missed one. He got home a couple times on Brock Purdy, missed a couple. So yeah, I mean, just having Iffy out there, and then now you have Anzalone. I mean, it gives him ways to disguise his coverage a little bit more. If anyone knows, they always like to bring that safety down in the box and then drop him back into coverage. I mean, you got Branch, and you've seen it too. I mean, in that game, I mean, you saw Branch blitz and Iffy drop back, or Iffy blitz and Brian drop back, and then you had Kirby kind of playing just kind of over the middle zone. So. It gives Glenn a lot, and especially if he gets his kind of QB of the defense back, it's going to be even nice for him, and he can kind of just have that reliability.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give yourself a shout out? We won't make this a long video. I know you got to get back to work, and I got to get back to whatever Jen tells me to do. So,
yeah, no, as always, man, you guys can find me on here. Duke Crew, we appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Keep doing what you're doing. Make sure you hit those likes to the shares. Find me on Twitter, the only one and only Hutch Jr. And then cmvradio.com. You guys can catch me on there with the news and the sports updates.
all right. Dan Campbell's press conference is just kicking off right now, so we'll let you guys go check it out. Hopefully there's some other good news for the Detroit Lions. Hey, if you would be so kind before checking out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys all on the next Lions Talk Live. Take care, everybody.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.